Namaste, big cat. Welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555. For your message or messages, come in. Come on. I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Just giving it a hot minute for the notification to notify the other big cats to this tete-a-tete. Because bestie, oi, we've got a thing or two to get off our chest. If it's on my chest, it's on yours, darling dears. Why? Because we're besties. Pinkies up. Hear the confirmation, the notification has just gone out, so they should be coming in. Anyhow, we're gonna carry on. Baby, your destiny is activated by frenemies. You have to thank them, darling dears. You wouldn't be on the good foot, the right path, your North Node style, if it wasn't for these frenemies. These ships you've been in, with these friendships, relationships, partnerships, workships. Well, you've jumped ship, darling dears. They caused you to develop drapetomania, the urge to run away quickly like Tinky Winky. If you wasn't so powerful, bestie, your frenemies wouldn't have had to recruit other feeble-minded simpletons in an attempt to destroy you. They wouldn't have. They said, they, them, and said, you ain't nothing. You're a nobody, going nowhere. Okay, if that was so, why didn't they fight you alone? Ha ha! These little fingers with their Lord Voldemort ways, darling dears. Quiet as it's kept, darling dear. Peter did not get Jesus to the cross. No, it wasn't Peter. It was Judas. And it was a kiss from Judas. This is why you have to be what? Peter 5:8 up in this bitch. Bestie, your mind has to be like a privy council, darling dears, where you have to look over evidences, recognize patterns, and understand that when you are a carrier of the light, you will bring darkness into your life. But it's not about the spiritual ping pong. It's for your ancestors to deal with that. It's about you being able to transmute that energy and continue to shine your light. Use your gifts because you are unique. And you is kind, you is smart, you is important. Yeah. This is why you must never ever fear anything, darling dears. Why? It's a chance for you to learn a lesson, to free yourself from principalities brought into your life by frenemies and not end up with the same fate as Jesus being nailed to a cross. Not trying to cause offense to anyone. Never you ever allow a frenemy to tell you whom you are when you are more than a conqueror. You answer to what you choose to answer. It's not what they call you, darling dears. It's how you answer. And for many, that answer is your silence. Yes, in some cases it did hurt your heart. But it calmed your soul. And anyone can get it, right? Don't let no one feel that they're special enough that you won't drop them off. You'll drop them off, darling dears. Mother, father, sister, brother, progeny, next door neighbor, that anybody can get it. You are not a kangaroo, darling dears. You're a big cat. You have not got that level of pocket to carry that drudgery with you. So when you see the first sign, you leave immediately. You don't need to question it. Your mind is the privy council, darling dears. You must be the one that carries your energy forward. Remember I told you that. Energies, up, big cat. Let's dive in and unpack. Are you fabulous, gorgeous and lovely? Give me a cat. Oh, we have, darling dears, the energy of a 1 and a 3, darling dear. The energy of the 1 speaks of what? Evaluate everything. This is putting your third eye on bitches and mitches, every circumstance and situation. Why? You are on the good foot, darling dears. Because you took moves that calmed your soul, and many of you still feel lonely. You are not lonely, blood. You're alone. There's a difference. And in your alone time is when you get great, when you get gangster, when you evaluate where you came from, look at the lessons, and what? You evaluate your path forward. Big Cat always has a plan, because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And that is for the feeble-minded, the frenemies. They thought when they gave you that Judas kiss, darling dears, that final cut to your white meat, that it was over. But that was a full-on how now brown cow. It was game on. Game on! Your ancestors was like, yeah. I know, bestie. So you evaluate everything. You're going to have a major decision to make, darling dears. And you can't make it until after the next new moon. I believe the next new moon is in Aquarius at 20 degrees. On the 9th of February. I've already put that readout, so go and watch it so you can see how it's going to affect your sun, moon or rising sign. I suggest to watch you rising sign first, darling dears. But I always come with the intel, darling dears. I'll tell you what's going on, and then I'll give you the tools. It's your choice if you choose to toddle over to there or dig deeper and find out more. Because this is what you do as a big cat. You continue to evaluate. You are the eternal student and teacher, because you are teaching them lessons they didn't even know were there to be meant. Yeah. You have the energy of the 3. The 3 speaks about what? Confusion, conflict, tongue wrestling, darling dears. There's a lot of tongue wrestling. Yeah, like sucker pads on your back, darling dears. Your back has a target on it. Ha ha! Good golly and gosh. That's why your waist is getting so tiny, darling dears. The more hate you get, the smaller your waist gets, darling dears. They need to turn it up. Nerve-wracking. Why? Because the wicked always see where your trajectory is going once you leave their side and circumstance. The energy of the 4 speaks about manifestation mode, darling dears. You are in it. This is a time for you to ground and focus on what you want. Many of your focuses will be on your home, your finances and your physical body. Some of you are about to invest, darling dears. But again, remember the 1. You evaluate everything. Make sure that you make an informed decision. Your birthday may be the 4th, the 13th, the 22nd or the 31st. You are a natural born organizer. I didn't know that they would be organized out of your life, darling dears. Imagine that. You put them in what? A see-through pamphlet. Yes, a pamphlet, not a pamphlet, a pamphlet. And float tested that over the dustbin. As I was saying, the energy of the 4 is what? Uranus. Uranus is what? Changeable energy, darling dears. Uranus also rules online, so you are still being stalked, darling dears. They haven't given up that. No. Uranus also rules the what? The 11th house. The 11th house is the house of your what? Associates, acquaintances, groups that you no longer frequent. Frenemies that have been identified, earmarked as what? Frenemies. The ones, the ones you toe tagged. They're worried about how you're making your skrillers.com, your money, darling dears. Now they wish for what? Your futuristic thinking. Why? Because your mind was always with compassion. You didn't realize the knowledge you carried. Why? Because you gave it away freely, darling dears. Freely to the feeble-minded who was planning to try and take a big cat down. I know, bestie, I know. Give me a cat. The energy of the 4 is ruled by the astrological aspect of the square So it's a very difficult time, darling dears. You was extremely frustrated, mainly with yourself. Some of you are still feeling frustrated by yourself. This could have occurred 4 years ago, darling. This is all 4 months. But what I'm saying is the frustration was why? You're thinking of the time you wasted. No time is wasted if you have not learned the lesson. How can you advance to a new stage if you're still, what, not learning the lesson of the stage before? And the matter of fact, it didn't even come with no instructions, blood. So you had to wing it. You had to wing it, and it wasn't fabulous. Your luckiest numbers over the next few days will be 2, 4, and 8, darling dears. Okay? Okay. The frequency for you to play over the next few days is 207.36. Okay? Uranus usually spends about 7 years in a sign, darling dears. We said 4. It could be as much as 4 years back, but this also brings what? 7 is a spiritual number. It's bringing 7 years of good fortune going forward, darling dears. Don't think anything you've achieved so far is a small thing. You did this alone. Not many people on this Malkuth can do it alone. They would rather be in what? Unsafe situations, toxic situations, rather than sit with themselves. Why? Because they're fucking skullduggerous, blood. And they've got personality disorders. They can't even sit with themselves. I know I had to drop the F-bomb, but it is what it is, bestie. I can't lie. And if I lie, I'm going to have to rip off my glasses. And if I rip off my glasses, I can't see it for you, darling dears. I can't. I cannot. You are a fortress, darling dears. The 4 is what? The 4 corners, the stable foundation, which you cannot see at this moment in time, but which will unfold over 7 years. Remember, we have what? Pluto in Aquarius. I've also uploaded that read. Go and check that out. Okay? Pluto's going to take 19 years to unfold, darling dears. So the next 7 years for you will be your golden years. This is where you dig deep, darling dears. This is where you focus hard. Why? Uranus is coming in with the change in energy. You are a born revolutionary, darling dears, but the revolution is not on another human. The revolution is on what? Your north node, your path forward, darling dears, because you were sent here to teach. But in order to be in said position that is anointed and for you alone, big cat, you have to learn. Yes. All of this and that, darling dears. Okay. If some of you are going on a trip, possibly for business, a job, a loan, something to do with skrillers, darling dears, it's going to be extremely successful over the next few days. Be prepared, big cat. You're about to assume a position of leadership in whatever community, job, whatever field you choose or have chosen on this what path, after the what discovery of your destiny through the what wickedness of a frenemy, darling dears. You're about to be put into the spotlight because you're speaking from a place of what? I've learned that lesson. You will be speaking to ears that are willing to hear. Your vision, your words is not for everyone, darling dears. And this is part of your journey in evolution, is learning that not everybody deserves the wastage of your speech, your time, and your God-given energies to explain why they're on the wrong path. No. And what's also come to me of late, you can't even explain that to your progeny, darling dears. Once they get to the age, and we always say, oh, you've got to wait till they're an adult, but they can be critters. Like gremlins that's been fed after midnight. Yeah, as soon as they turn into a teenager, they turn from this lovely warm fluffiness into like this beast with claws. And they've not only got claws, they've got a natural lexicon of words for you, darling dears. Well, you've got to go and get your urban dictionary to go and find out what they said about that, so you can really F them up. Listen, like I said, anyone can get it, darling dears. You're jumping off ships, blood. 4 means what? Standing alone, darling dears, but you are secure. They didn't expect this. The energy of the 4, darling dears, is represented by the Emperor as well as the Death card, the transformation of you. Some of you have transferred in the fact that you are disengaging from some form of joint finance, some kind of investment. It could be to do with some kind of taxes or an inheritance. You're moving away from an inheritance that was meant to be for you, darling dears, but there is a lot of karma. Why? This is the 8th house. Many battles are being fought, darling dears, in your absence. But the assets is what you are claiming every step you take. Every day you continue on this path, this righteous path. And sometimes you will be alone, darling dears, but in that alone time, engage your gangster. I always task you with this, darling dear. Keyboard gangster. Google is your friend. Pinterest is your friend. You can break information down till you can understand. As I told you before, when I finally get the gist of something that I'm trying to put into my mentality, into my go-to knowledge, this is what I do. And anytime I click my fingers, I remember that information, darling dears. But everybody has their own tales. You find yours, I got mine. You can share it, bestie, but don't tell anyone. I know you won't. Yeah, the transformation of you. Right, where do we need to go? Let's go to the... If I can't... Oh, here it is. The Witch's Oracle Wisdom. Let's see what your ancestors got to say about these, what? These spineless, bottom-feeding, what? Frenemies. 92 in the chat, darling dears. That's an 11, and we've got 11 likes. So that's an 1111. This is instant manifestation, darling dears. When we see 1111, darling dears, a portal or a gateway has opened for you, darling dears. You've got something new coming towards you. And as I said, a major decision you must make, but only after the next new moon in Aquarius on the 9th of February. From death to rebirth, darling dears, you're on your second wind. As the phoenix rises, the Big Cat Chronicles continues. Yeah, this is a new beginning, darling dears. Many people think that you are stuck or you're in some kind of stasis, but it can also represent the isolation that you had to be away. Because just like Maxwell said, you got to step away from some people to see what love can be without. You were here with me, yes. Listen, I'm not a singer, but I'll do. I'm a trier, mate. I'm a trier, as well as what? A pointer, not a picker. They didn't expect you to rise. Because everything at your home front is okay, darling dears. It has been okay. They didn't stop your heart from beating. They didn't stop your eyes from blinking. They sure didn't stop me from shopping for my what? Invisible melted lace fronts. You didn't. You didn't. I had time to consider where I was going to spend my big skrilla given to me by the Most High, Father God, Mother Isis. This is a calm home for you, darling dears. And again, this book represents what? The information, the knowledge, which cannot be taken from you. Knowledge can't be bartered or bought, darling dears. Something that you willingly seeked. And something was written down, darling dears. We already said inheritance. Somebody took something from you, darling dears, that was meant for you. But remember this. God always blesses the child that has its own. Yeah, you have the idea of it. You knew it was going to be yours, but at the ending of the day, what you are about to get over the next 7 years is going to be 100-fold. Remember, I told you that. And don't forget me, bestie. Hit me up in the G-Pal. I'm all mixing it up now. I'm getting confused because I can see it. Hit me up in the what? PayPal at the Gmail, darling dears. A new beginning. Some of you are writers. Maybe you're writing your memoirs. Maybe you're doing something to do with astrology, learning. Astrology is the way to go, darling dears. It is. If you're into tarot, you're going to have to learn astrology. Well, some people don't, but I would advise to learn astrology. And once you've fallen down that path, here comes numerology. And once you finish with that, or barely got your legs back, it's time for the palmistry to kick in, blood. This is why you have to click your memory. Base of the deck. What did I say? The energy of the form, manifestation mode. Yes, you are writing it down, but you have to also speak it into existence, darling dears. You have to. We have what? A full moon in mutable sign of Virgo on the 25th of February, darling dears. And around that time, you're going to be channeling your energies into refining your skills, paying attention to the finer aspects of your life, darling dears. Yeah. Right. Let's get right into it. Let's get some intuitive cards. Let's get some yellow ones for these frenemies. Like fart lingering, darling dears. Yeah. What's this? They're watching your spiritual awakening, darling dears. Well, they didn't have to watch it from the outer reaches, darling. They could have been there with you. But they was too busy, what, cutting your white meat. Yeah. And if they come to you saying that they're woke, they're fake woke, darling dears. They're telling you what you need to hear. It's not being awakened, darling dears. It's not words. It's a way of being. It's a way of living. Everybody's awakening and their path is different. There's no specific way for you to awaken, darling dears. However, when it's a frenemy, hey, that's a proper what? Gladiator box. That's a full-on slap, you know one of them big palms that feels like sandpaper? That's a gladiator box across the face, darling dears. Yeah, something's coming through in a matter of days, darling dears. Maybe this fake woke person is going to try and contact you. Yeah, because they've been evaluating everything and they're confused. Maybe they're going to try and come through and do some what? Recon. Right? And again, we have the energy of the 7. I can't make this up, darling dears. What did I say? We've seen days. You're going to see them within the next, or hear from them within the next 7 days. But this abundance that you've worked towards, darling dears, is going to unfold over the next 7 years. Remember, as I said, Pluto is in Aquarius. Go and watch the read that I've done, and it will show you which house is to be highlighted on you. So you've got what more tools to be armed and dangerous, darling dears. And never you ever put small, minute, or minuscule in front of anything. You've got to talk about you, darling dears. You big boat here. Hey! Somebody's coming to visit you, darling dears. They're not having a fabulous time. They want to know. This person has got a criminal record. Yeah! They've done insurmountable, heinous crimes against you. And they're not sorry, darling dears. They're coming to find out shit. They tried divination. Yeah! They've been getting readings on you, darling dears. Let's see. All right. They got readings on the big cat. What did they hear? Base of the deck that you have sound mind and body. King of Cups, they heard that you're loyal, blood. They also heard, because the King of Cups, whether you're male or female, you're somebody who's achieved a level of emotional maturity. You've achieved some kind of wealth, some kind of gain in your life. They see that you're compassionate. They see that you're giving. They see that you may even be a parent, darling dears. You look after them progenies. Yeah, they're seeing all of these things. They must want to punch out their own eyes, darling dears. Yeah, give them their own self a two-piece. But will they do it? No. Will they what? Make themselves marks so we can see them with our eyes? Not just our one-eye chakra? No. They're going to come here in what? Their finest, darling dears. They're going to come in their finest to try and trick you into fucking ease. Yeah. Put the thing down so you can see what's going on. Outrageous, I know. So they see you as the King of Cups, or they was told for all of this divination, darling dears, get into spirits. Hey. All right. The King of Cups is somebody who takes the time to consider all angles. Yeah, you're getting your Doctor what? Strange on. Yeah. He can go through the multiverse, blood. Yeah, you have to use the multiverse when you're dealing. What did I just say? This finicky energy, this gossiper, this jealous person is coming in quick. The Knight of Wands is the second fastest knight in the deck. And they're coming through with messages. Messages of what? I'll look for you, bestie. Just relax. Relax. I'll look. What do they come? What do they want to tell you? What do they want to tell you? People are fickle, blood. If it was a partner, this is a dick dealing mattress back. They're coming to tell you that what happened to them, right? They're coming to talk about where they found themselves, the friends that they've been around, a partner that they've chosen. Yeah, they thought it was a victory. They possibly even rubbed this friendship, this partner in your face, darling dears. And it was a what? Cohesive failure. They didn't what? Read the writing on the walls. One's energy is what? Passion. They got involved with a Jezebel spirit, darling dears. They got involved with someone whose personality disorder is much bigger than theirs. Much bigger. That's almost like, let's add that up. Bigger, much bigger is what? Ginormous, blood. Yeah, someone who is more ginormously wicked than them. I'm not laughing after them. I'm just a happy cat. Yeah. Yeah, someone more ginormously wicked than them. But they want to have some kind of victory with you, darling dears, or they see you in a position where you are stable. This is a new status, but they don't realize that you're not sitting on a high horse, darling dears. You're on a spiritual cloud. Of what? Spiritual quarantine. You had to learn this. Didn't I say keyboard gangster? Wicked people are always busy. They're always busy. And you know what, bestie? They live a long fucking time, blood. They live long, lad. Yeah. But when they come, you must make sure that you have shields up, call in your ancestral team, sage, blow in, darling dears. Possibly a little cloud over where your domicile be. This is spiritual strength, and it's also your ancestors saying, don't get involved. Don't listen to nothing they say. Don't go meet them nowhere. Why? We've seen the first 48, blood. We've watched true crimes, blood. In our alone time. Not alone time, blood, when we was learning things. A lot of the time, for the first part of the learning, right, we learned a lot of things with our eye chakras because we couldn't wash our ass. We could barely eat, so our eyes. Bestie, your ancestors said, right, don't get involved. Don't meet them nowhere, right? Put a spiritual bubble around yourself, right, and contain yourself. Why? You've got spiritual badassery. This is the strength card, and it's on what? An 8, darling dears. 8 is what? Saturn energy. You come with rules, regulations, boundaries, and what? A sound mind. Leo is what? The 5th house, darling dears. This is the house of dating, romance, but it's also the house of your confidence. These people or this person comes with what? Drama.com, darling dears. Someone may even try and entice you into what? A little romance, a bit of rumpy pumpy. Bestie! Oi! Rumpy pumpy. Bestie, do you have a vacant orifice? Do you have a vacant orifice at this stage of the game? I didn't know you was fitting to be someone's notch on their belt or on their bedpost. Good God. Bestie, if that's you, please put it in the comments. Don't Gmail me with this. We must share this with all of the cats. Because we've all had some alone time, darling dears. They must find you strong, darling dears. Infinity times forever. Why? Because there's no love being brought to the table. They're not coming in for loving reasons. This is also a relationship. You never had no true it was a one-sided thing. You poured in and they took until they couldn't take anymore. Why? Because you said no. On your King of Cups, darling dears, they don't come to bring peace. They come to bring arguments. This is lies, darling. Subterfuge, bull swanky, hopium, cognitive dissonance. Because they remember how stable and secure you were and are at this moment in time. It's like you haven't even been through anything. This is loyalty, darling dears. They want to come because they don't get it. They didn't get it where they was. Like I said, they went to somebody who was more ginormously wicked than you. Not you, them. Oh my God, it was a Freudian slip. This is what they said, darling dears. They said, this is what they're saying. Yeah, saying you're too, was it? That you've only got 2 rocks. Rocks to rub together, blood. They said you're practically someone begging outside the train station for pennies, blood. They said all of this to many people. And this is what I'm saying. When they kept saying this is how they recruit people to what? Put their energy, their bad energy, and the lies told to them onto you. But what people are not understanding, we are in the age of Aquarius, where energy is being revealed. Where your ancestors are deciding to play the spiritual ping pong on your behalf, darling dears. Where people are getting their instant karma. When you call judgment on someone, this is why you have to be careful with your words, bestie. The judgment is instant. The karma that they set off to fall on their progeny, to fall on the people that are near and dear, it's going to catch them. In ways that they can't. Listen. When karma come for them, you have to go, oh Lord, don't laugh. They're remembering the loyalty you brought to the situation. You was loyal. But this was always fickle energy, darling dears. This is someone or someone's that came to your table for what they could take, what you provided for them. So you came with benefits. You came with benefits. Listen, I'm not laughing after you, bestie. I told you, I was a dummy bat for half of 100. How about that? Yeah, but the benefits that you have now, Divine is telling you, don't share. You saw it jump into my hands. It's for you and you alone. Somebody's getting a new home, a new building. It could be a new job. But Pentacles is something stable. And again, it's on the 4, darling dears. What has been promised to you? These people are weak and feeble-minded and easily swayed by crowds. They need the energy of others in order to come up against you. They want to find you, what? Weak, darling dears. They want to find you with no boundaries. If you allow this energy into your life now, you will quit. And quitters never win. Why? Because winners never quit, darling dears. They come with that, how can I put it? Drag you down blood energy. To be avoided. Law number 10 of the 48 laws of power. The unhappy and the unlucky. Yeah. Very jealous, darling dears. Next to the what? 7 of Wands in reverse. This is jealous energy. Jealous energy. Look. Lord have mercy, for the karma is real. Every partnership, every friendship, because justice is represented by the 7th house. The 7th house of contractual partnerships. Whether it's a relationship, a friendship, a co-worker, whatever, darling dears. This person has got a lot of enemies around them, which they've what? Brought on board. The same ones that they try to downgrade you to, darling dears, that put their wicked energies on you. They're going through it. Every negative word that they cast at you, because words are spells, darling dears. And when you put emotion behind that, just like when I told you about that Christian Rock, when she wrote Blueface's name on that wall in her blood, the amount of emotions behind it. That's blood magic, darling dears. And it's a love spell gone wrong. She's got mental health issues, financial issues. Oh my God, and that's why he's in prison. Wait till he comes back. But like I said, this is a lot of negative energy. They want to celebrate with you again. Of course they did. You was fucking stupid when they was around last time, wasn't you? Not anymore, mate. You've turned your back on stupid. Yeah, you're thinking for yourself. Yeah, you know how to tie your shoelaces, blood. You're having a... Listen, when you decide to move forward, it's about you what? Allowing your words, to use your words creatively in profound ways. This is about you moving forward towards your vision, being elevated. Divine wants you to continue, because 2 threes goes to 33. So Divine wants you to continue to share your vision. You are a teacher and a student. But it's about you sharing that energy, darling dears. We are in the age of Aquarius. Pluto is in Aquarius. Aquarius also, Uranus, as I said, is the ruler of Aquarius, and it rules technology. You've got to get your words out there, darling dears. You don't know which big cat you've been sent to rescue, because we don't force anyone to be rescued now, darling dears. When we see they are feeble-minded and they will fight you to stay in a mud hut, hey, you back away. You back away. That's not your assignment. Yeah, like I said, they must find you strong. because you will be getting a visitation. Whether because we saw a lot of one's energy, it could be them traveling towards you, but they may even send you a message if they can get through all of the blockation, because some of them are so tricky. Getting new email addresses, different names. Oh my God. They are the unpaid, right? Downgraded PIs with their heel. Listen, what did I say? It's because they can't see what's going on. When we see upright, the sun card with the brick wall in the background scene is what putting the past behind you like a ponytail, going forward, raising your vibration. They come to bring you down. Oh no, you got to keep it moving. 2 major arcana divine. Your ancestors is saying avoid this situation. But remember, it may come from a person that you don't know. This is the time when you start reading energy, darling dears. Because remember what happened the last time. Not that you have to live in that pain. No. Part of the DNS, the dark night of the soul, is facing that pain. Understand it happened. Forgive yourself for allowing it to happen. Forgive them. Not to their face, blood. Fuck that. No. You forgive them in your heart and in the spirit realm. And you let it go. I put something up on the community board, a mantra on how to claim back your energy. Your power. Remember what happened. You are spiritually strong. You're a spiritual gangster, darling dears. They must disappoint them at every turn. They was never your friend. This is why you got to be Peter 5'8" up in this bitch. Of a sober spirit and on the alert. Just because somebody says they're sorry, that's words. Easy words. Just like I love you is an easy word. Everything is about action, blood. Action. And many a deceit comes from empty words. Ephesians 5:6. Yeah, and they're disloyal. And they're broke. They ain't got no money. They ain't got no skrillers. Them have no particular, no loyalty around them. This is mental health. What did I say about the personality disorder? Pennywise son or daughter. What's their name? Prakalo, Prakalisha. They got mental health issues, blood, unchecked. They're going to have the bloody cheek to come in your face if they dare to come to your domicile or you cross their path. And they've got no certificates. None from a psychologist. None from a counsellor. None from a what? Exorcist. None of these 3 things will they have. Yeah, they're broken, darling dears, and you can't fix someone who's broken, who doesn't see the point in them. Thank you very much for the super chat, Kimberly Loves. I love you right back, bestie. You know I'm going to buy honeydew melons and put them in a sealed baggie, because I ain't from no one, blood. Yeah, you got to be strong. You got to be strong, bestie. Strong. Scotty. This person or people are fake woke, right? Because they see how much, look, they ain't changed. Mental health issues, financial and karmic debt, darling dears. Of course you look lovely, darling dears. They see the options that you've created for yourself. And it's also a cautionary tale to what? Choose wisely. Not everything you choose for yourself is a good thing. Remember, our pickers are broken. We leave it in God's hands now. Yeah, we leave it at the feet of Father God, Mother Isis. We don't pick partners. We don't pick friends. Listen, you can't even pick your progeny. Your progeny pick you before they come here. We ain't picking. We are off the picking team. We will wait on the what? The divine timing of the Most High. What did I say? It's a wise thing. Trust it. Was it fearing the Most High? Is the wisest thing you could ever do, darling dears. And you are wise. Conscientious, but most of all, darling dears, you know your worth, which was part of your destiny. Your self-worth was being bled dry by so many. They didn't care about your feelings. They didn't care about airing out your intimate stuff, possibly about your progeny. Maybe you told them about a situation that you was in that was abusive, darling. They didn't care. They was the run tell that crew, but no, they weren't telling you about what they was going through. All sorts of hellfire and powder house. Remember I told you that? Every time you smile, darling dears, their world gets a little bit darker, whether they see or not, but the Pentacles tell me they're watching. Smile on. I'll be like, zing. Every time you'll be seeing my 31 teeth, darling dears. smile in the face of adversity, but remember what you went through to get to the point where you are right now. And remember, these blessings are about to unfold over the next 7 years. Watch the Pluto in Aquarius read. It will tell you which house is being activated for you for the next 19 years. Oh gosh. While we're here, bestie, I want to talk about King Charles III, who's just come out and said that he's got cancer. Now, for them to tell the public, it must be really bad. I'm talking like about stage 4. Not only that, what's her name? Kate in waiting. She's missing. Yeah. What's happened to her? Listen. And what's going on? They're called. Listen. It's all part of what what's his name said. What's his name? Nostradamus. The king was gonna die. He also said that the Pope was gonna die and be replaced by a younger person who's going to hold that position. Nostradamus also said that the next king of England is going to be the one that is unprepared. Good golly and gosh. But Nostradamus did not tell us that Camilla was a garden tool. He didn't tell us that. Right? We're going to pull one card. Seeing as you're here, bestie. I want to know. Because I was going to look by myself, but I said, you know what? I'm going to look with you guys. Because when I pull the card by myself, it tells me all these things. And then I have to get the camera and sort it all out. And then, ooh, it's a lot. Okay. If you've got any questions that you want to ask around this, ask me now and we'll ask them together. Because I've got to come off the live. I've got things listen. I told you, I'm the CEO of minding my own business and I've got to get back to it. Nobody's minding my business but me. Yeah. All right. Questions about King Charles. Come on. Or a question about Kate or a question about Harry, seeing as you're here, darling dears. Quickly, while we're here. All right. Melchizedek? Yeah, you heard that. Millie de la Prida wants to know what's going on with Harry. What's up with Harry? What do you mean? Or should I reframe it? How does Harry feel about the situation of his dad having cancer? How does Harry feel about the situation? He's not happy, blood. And look, the child is on its face. This is the cookery in the nest. But allegedly, don't pick on me. He's not happy. The sun in the reverse. This is somebody having their last rodeo, darling. He's not happy. Oh, what fell off the back end? Yeah. He feels really burdened at this moment in time. This is like he's at some kind of a crossroad because the energy of the sun is a 20 and this is a 10. He's very low in energy, darling dears. He feels as though he's not protected in that area as well because this is lacking spiritual protection. Yeah, he doesn't feel protected. Okay, what fell off the back end? All right. But he's putting on a brave face, darling dears. This also speaks about feminine energy. He prefers to be around a feminine. It could be his wife, the wife's mother, because he's around them a lot. He wishes that they were with him. Yeah, he's stressed to his core, darling dears. Who can I run to? He's feeling a little bit depressed at this moment in time because there's a lot of information out here, but it's the true information came from his dad. Look, one's energy. Yeah, it came from the source. You can't trust anyone around him. Anybody else got another question? But we're talking about the royals. Let's see. Yeah, what's going on with Kate? She went in to have some kind of stomach surgery, blood. And then she's been there for, she was there for X amount of days, which it don't take. Then all of a sudden, she was able to use the beam me up Scotty. You know, like on Star Trek, to get out of the hospital and beam herself into one of their country houses, right? Nobody saw her leave, right? What's going on with Kate in waiting? What's going on with Kate? Good golly and gosh. All right. What's going on with Kate? Is there proof of life? You've got the Three of Wands. We're all looking at the future information to come in. Three of Wands. Is there proof of life? Queen of Pentacles. She's still alive at the moment. But it's touch and go, darling dears. Woo, child. So that reporter is the Spanish lady, the one that said that's been getting the solid information, right? Yeah. Some award winner. Yeah. Oh my God, it doesn't look good for Kate. This is world card coming to an ending, right? Does this ending mean an ending of life or ending of the sickness? Is it the ending of the sickness? Let's ask that. Fell off the back end. No. Lord Jesus, I'm almost afraid to ask. Is this an ending of life for Kate? Look. The devil's coming for his due. The mum. Lord Jesus! I'm so glad you saw this with me, blood. I'm not making it up. Because I couldn't make up something so wicked. Listen, she's going on a spiritual journey, blood. Ooh, child. All right. What about William? William, who they never saw at the hospital once. All right. What about William? Bestie, the intel. What about William? Listen, William couldn't give a good gosh. He's in his second wind, blood. The page of the fool. The fool always speaks about a partner. There's an age difference. He's got another partner, darling dears. He's having a new beginning with someone else. Yeah, he couldn't give a toss. Hey, his load is light. He don't care. When I say him don't care, if don't care was a picture in the dictionary, you'll see Prince William there. William don't care. What is it? He don't care. What does he don't care at? Does William care that because they said that he's not at his dad's side? He's been keeping in contact. How can you know that your parent, right, is possibly in stage 4 cancer and you're just keeping in contact and you're a rich person? This is not a regular person that's got a job and family and other commitments that has to get their skrillers together. This is somebody who's rich, blood. They're rich. They have it. So, is it that he doesn't care that his dad's sick? Is it? Does he care that his dad's sick? He don't care, blood. This is the death card, darling dears. He don't care. Him don't care. Oh, Jesus. What about Kate? He doesn't care. All he's thinking about, because the 8th house, right, is investments. He's thinking about the properties he's going to get. Yeah. Other people's money. He's thinking about the money that's coming towards him, but he don't realize there's karma on that money. Yeah. He don't care that. And the 8th house is what? He doesn't care that his father is dying. What about Kate? This fell off the back end. His mind is clear as well. His load is light. So he's... Okay. He doesn't... Yeah. Okay, let me see. Because this is Aquarius energy, darling dears. He's thinking about the future. He's thinking about his children being stepchildren, because Aquarius energy is what, the 11th house. He's thinking about the person that he's going to be with, whether they're going to be happy with what? Stepchildren. There's also adoption on the table. He's thinking about his future, blood. I told you. If he was wearing a lace front, it'd be blowing in the wind, darling dear. It'd be blowing in the wind. Yeah. He don't care. He's thinking about his future. Single, independently wealthy, listening to no one but their own self. Listen. He ain't worried about nobody, no marriage or partnership, darling dears. He's thinking about the money that's coming to him, honey. Money. Does Kate have an insurance policy as well? What's going on? Baby. All right. Wow. Let's draw one more card. We're going to move away from the royal family, right? Because we'd like to talk about up-to-date things as we sip our mocha, and like how we're in the best company because we're together and we're on live. Is we live? Give me a cat. Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion. Why did Nicki Call upon Megan's passed away deceased mother. May God rest her soul. Why did Mickey, I need to call, I called Nikki Mickey. Yeah, it's a mouse move, blood. That's a mouse move, right? That's a mouse move. Why did she do it? Yeah, because this can represent contracts, because of the contracts and the wrong choices that she's made in her life. And when she did it, it was a wrong choice. Can't you see that's Archangel Michael in the background, darling dear? The yellow, the sun, that's a solar plexus. This is someone with low self-esteem, blood. She did it because of the contract. She's got low self-esteem. Look, karma come for our body crease. Wherever that may be, darling dear. She's going to get a lot of karma for this. And Megan, she's going to get a fresh start, because this is what the judgment card means, darling dear. She's going to get karma for that. Yes. She's about to lose even more money. Isn't she already in a 360 deal where everybody get paid before her? The only time that Nikki, that I've seen, because you know me, I'm a keyboard gangster. I like to research a little bit. The only time that Nikki's really earned any money that's gone directly into her pocket was when she was doing, what was it? When she hated Mariah, was that the X Factor or American Idol? Well, whatever show it was, that was the only time she got some cold hard cash that was just for her. Everything else has to go through the 360. She's upset because the deal that Megan's got, she hasn't got that, and she'll never get a contract with these people because of what she did. Yeah. She created, it's like a Jezebel spirit. She created a lot of mischief, darling. There's a lot of mischief. Yeah. And it's what? Giving her back a spiritual attack. This is 2 of 1. She should have thought. She should have turned her back on that toxic energy. She let that, what's that inner spirit she calls it? Roman? Yeah. Yeah. The spirit on her back. She let it talk for her, darling dears. She was in her ego, which is not her amigo. And it's going to cost her a lot. That was very nasty of Nikki. She didn't have to go that far. All right. So what's going to happen with Megan? Because I listened to that record called Hiss. The only thing I can't remember anything she said. The only thing I can remember from that is Megan's Law, blood. And I already knew about that because I told you I live by the word. I like to find out she's naive. Fist bump, but tell no one, bestie. Let them all think that we are dull-eyed. That's when you're stacking your riches. Remember the next 7 years. All right. Which one was we going to go to? Who else do you want me to go? Because then I've got to go, darling dears. Is there anybody that you got a question on? Millie Dupree. Is Megan a man? Millie de la Predis, is Megan a man? Is Megan a man? She's got female genitalia, blood. High Priestess is the ruler of the female genitalia. What else does the card want to tell you, Millie? Whatever you've got in your mind about Megan is not true. The card said, whoop-whoop. I told you, they're like gangster. He says, whatever you've got in your mind about Megan, the only card that was flipped up was to show female genitalia. She's got the waterworks to what? Procure babies, bambinos. She's a woman. Whatever in your mind is wrong. Who else next? Anybody else got another quick question about these celebrities or celebrity knots? Because I'm telling you, when Pluto was retrograde in Capricorn, I told you with my that the 1%, they was going to go for a bad time. But they think they're out of the woods. They're not. Let me tell you something. Listen, bestie. Pluto is in Aquarius, right? For the next 19 years. But in September to November, it's going to go direct in Capricorn, darling dears. Capricorn represents the upper 1%, the people in charge. Whatever's going on is building up for the crescendo, which is going to happen in between September and November, darling dears. Yes, because look how much things have been revealed. Listen, January in. Yeah. Any more questions, darling dears? While you've got my full attention on, is Diddy going crazy? If he can't get a freak off, I'm sure he is, blood. I'm sure he is. Is Diddy going as what? Nutty as the March hare? Is Diddy losing his marbles? Is Diddy losing his marbles? He never really had them, darling dears. Listen, everything he did that shit. He knew what he was doing. He never thought that he'd get caught, darling dears. He did everything with a sound mind, and nothing wrong with his mind, blood. He said that his freaky blood, his freaky blood. He's got the smoke for the man, the woman, and the child blood. Whoa, child. And not only that, another fact. Everybody that started the record company with him is dead. Except for, what's his name? Was it Albie Shaw who had what? He had a near miss. People getting the you know, the skull and crossbones on them little bottles. We can't even say that word. Yeah. This is why I don't eat and drink from no one, blood. And if it means that I have to live on air until I get back to my dome, I'll live on fucking air, blood. Air. And you know what? I wouldn't be thirsty. You know why? Because I'd shut my mouth. I ain't got nothing to say to you, right? Because I'm not eating from you, not drinking from you. So I'll still be lubricated and hydrated, blood, until I get back to my domicile, to my honeydew melons in a baggie. He knows exactly what he did, darling dears. He just never thought he'd be caught, right? He's having an issue, right, with his finances, and also accounting for the time that people are putting out. He's unable to prove that he was in a different place. Okay, he's not able to account for his time management and his funds, mate. His funds are funny. His Skrilla's funny. Okay, the next question about P. Diddy. Is P. Diddy going to get a habeas corpus? Is the FBI coming for P. Diddy? Allegedly. Pardon me, that was a spiritual belch because it's the truth roof. Listen, that came from my belly button. Is the FB and the I coming for Diddy? Jumped out the back end. Star energy. Well, it's not fabulous, darling dears. They're looking into the situation. Yep. Are they gathering a case? This is major arcana, remember. God has a hand in this situation. Are they gathering a case? Hey! Yeah. They're gathering a case. Swords is what? Legal action, darling dears. They're getting a case, darling dears, but they want a solid case. They don't want a case that he's going to be able to slip away and come with that, because I told you, he can't account for all of his whereabouts, the times that are being quoted. This is legal documents, darling dears. All of this swords, legal energy. The money's funny. He ain't got the money for well, he possibly has, but he's going to be broke. Brokety broke. Yeah. Oh, the next one. Allegedly, is P. Diddy Clive Davis's boofing? Let's take up all the cards. I think we need all 78 cards here. This one jumped out. Look! It jumped up by itself. This is the Ace of... It's the truth roof. Yes, signed, sealed, and delivered. It's murder, she wrote. Yes, they are. That's his boo thing. And they don't want no one to know because they'll deny it. He'll wash his face like David. He won't tell the truth. They are. It's a boo thing. A boo thing. A boo thing. Listen, everything is all in the props, blood. It's in the props. It goes down round there. Yeah. Does anyone else have any more questions about these celebrity knots? It's a boo thing, darling dears. Allegedly. They don't come sue me like they sued Tasha K. Listen, 4 billion Kung Fu Pandas. What? Listen, anytime I think about that 4 million, I gotta go to the snake in the monkey's shadow and go with 1 foot. Listen, snake. She should have just took it down. Why didn't she take down the Tasha K? Let's ask a card, pull a card on Tasha K. How does Tasha K feel now that she's won this defamation and extortion against what's his name? What's that short guy? What's his name? Not Kevin the short one. Kevin. What's his last name? I can't even think of his last name. He can't be that famous if I've forgotten. Anyway, how does Tasha K feel now that she's won this extortion lawsuit? How does Tasha K feel? The shade. Hidden. Listen, she knows that it's somebody that was meant to be a friend. What did I just finish bloody telling you, bestie? Didn't I just tell you about the frenemy? Didn't I? But what they didn't realize, whomever handed over all this intel to try get her into all of this issue, darling dears, they set Tasha K on a path of her destiny. We ain't seen nothing yet. What's this coming up? Tasha Gay is going to be surgical. Whoever put her on, whoever gave Kevin Hart, that's it, the intel. Tasha K is gathering intel on them, darling dears, and she is going to be like, she's going to be like a, what's that word? The orchestrator. What's the orchestrator? Is it the one that commands the maestro? Yeah. Whoever handed her in, Tasha K's on them like white on rice, and she's going to come through the intel. Yep. Yeah, I feel sorry for that person. It don't look good, blood. It don't look good. This is why you shouldn't throw stones, darling dears. Yeah, this is an employee. In the upright, this is the employer. Somebody that she employed gave Kevin this information. Yes, somebody that was close enough to see what was going on the inside. And they gave them what? Truth and lies. Yeah. Hey, hey. Tasha K coming for them. And I will be watching. Who else? Come on, bestie. Who else? What's this? Queen Rising. You're saying, why did they kill Tupac? Boy, you need to, I was about to be a bit cheeky and say, go and ask Jada Shakur. Or ask Will. Yeah. Why did they really kill Tupac? Because it was government sanctioned, darling dears. Allegedly. It was a government hit. Allegedly. But his whereabouts, because the justice is the 7th house. And as I've told you many times, bestie, the 7th house is the house of partnerships. It was somebody that was meant to be a friend, a confidant, that gave them the intel of where he would be. This was a hit. Why did they do it though? Why? Why? 5 of Cups to move on. Move on from what? They didn't like the information that he was putting out there because he was making people be illuminated to a lot of things. Yeah. And it was what? A Judas kiss, darling. There's a friend that gave his intel, but this was not a regular person that knocked him off. Someone from the what I said before. This was a hit, a HIT, darling dears. But his information, his movements was gifted to them by a friend of his. And it's the things that he was putting out there because it was showing people that they didn't have to live in that disappointment, showing them where the disloyalty was, telling them to empower themselves. He had to go, blood. Because people sit down. See, 9 of Swords can also speak about sitting down and listening to something, meditating on words, darling dears. And words were resonating with people. Told you the cards don't lie. People do. And the cards love me and you. Right? Because we're besties, blood. And we're not going to tell anyone. We won't tell anyone. Come on. Any more of those celebrity not questions? And then we're out of here for me to get great. Because I told you, I'm the CEO of Minding My Own Business. And while I'm with you, bestie, no one is minding my business. Let me go through the things, see if I can see anything else. A sacrifice. Who's it? Okay. Yeah, I'll see the heart. Who's the... What's this? Sending you big love, loves, Kimberly. Okay. Friendship in the chat. I like that. I love it so much. I love it. I don't hate it. I'm not seeing anything new. Diddy. Seeing Diddy. We spoke about Megan. We already know that Crystal on Rock is smoking dick around their blood. She must be blood. Or she's drinking a big mug of mad puss piss, darling dears. That big tattoo in her face, blood. Her kitchen. It's like you're seeing Tree Demon when you see her, blood. Tree Demon. She and the baby and the man. I'm not saying the baby's a demon, darling dears. But you understand. It's a lot. I told you this is why I've given up cussing people out. Because you see me, right? When I see someone, my eyes are like this. In the past, I would be a lyricist. I've already got 20 things I can tell you about yourself. But now I choose to keep that to myself. But don't be mistaken, darling dears. If you unleash the big cat, I will give it to you. But in the Queen's English. Worse if you make me have to leave my house to come and tell you about yourself. Good God. I'm leaving without a wig or any of my electronic devices, darling dears. I will not be tracked. Big cat must be free. Yeah. So, it looks like nobody's got any more questions about the celebrity knots. So I'm going to leave you there, darling dears. On that note, I drops me mic. Turn over to my Teesprings, buy some of the merchandise, support the channel, darling dears. Thank you very much for your continued support of me by watching these reads, your likes, your subscribes, your shares, and especially your comments, darling dears. It's a survival kit for another big cat. Never forget, darling dears, those frenemies activated your destiny. And your destiny is unyet written. It's about to unfold over the next 7 years. So get your mind right. Let go of regret. Regret is no one's friend, darling dears. And the lessons you learned them when you was meant to learn them. How about that? And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big cat wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Yes. Energies up, big cat. And remember, ever forwards. Go and watch the Pluto and Aquarius read. And make yourself dangerous, because this is the season. The next 7 years is where your checkmate will be heard around the world. Big cat.